Hi there again, welcome back. This is the Astro-Vastu Case Study for our second subject, again a Gen Z girl. This time we have decided to name her Katherine. These are just random charts plotted from the Gen Z year bracket starting from 1997. Okay, so this one, for all those listening on Spotify, I have to clarify the placements, okay? So this one is an Aries Rising with Jupiter and Saturn in the first house. So Jupiter is in the fire element. Saturn doesn't do very well in the fire elements right away. It's very frustrated because this girl wants to initiate everything all the time and Saturn suppresses it, doesn't know what to do. Saturn is a slow and steady planet. We're just studying the placement first, we'll come to the elements later on. In the 11th house for her in Aquarius, there is Mars. Okay. So there is a strong drive because Ascendant, Lord of the Ascendant is sitting in the 11th house. So there's a strong drive for social presence, initiating something in the social media, social contacts, her friend circles, very dominant there. Also, she has Mercury, Ketu and Sun placed in the 10th house. So there is sort of a detachment from career aspects, not very attached, does very well though, because Sun is sitting there. May have disconnect from her father because Sun is sitting with Ketu, disconnect from her siblings and friends because sitting with Mercury. I'm just reading off whatever coming to my mind, okay? And so Mercury, Ketu and Sun in the 10th house brings a different kind of combination to the personality in terms of career. Very short, dominant bursts of speech because Ketu keeps cutting off the speech. Very dominant presence of Sun there. Sun shines here, but Ketu keeps cutting off speech, Mercury's speech. Venus for her is placed in the 9th house in Sagittarius. And Venus here becomes sort of an aesthetic approach to higher learning. Moon is sitting in her 5th house in Leo. So this is Moon in Leo. And Rahu sits in the 4th house. Not very good. May have a lot of fights with the mother earlier on in life. Probably will straighten out after she is 42 years old. But Rahu in the 4th house gives a very chaotic environment in her home, in her bedroom. Not a very good placement for Rahu if you ask from the home aspects. So we shall see the Astro-Vastu aspects now going forward, because East is very highly dominated by two very heavy planets conjunct each other, Jupiter and Saturn together in Aries. Okay, so it's an ascendant. And Mars, the Lord of the first ascendant, is sitting in the 11th. So there's a dominant factor right there, you might say. So we need to correct her Astro-Vastu aspects. Let's see what we can do about her. Let's go through the list top down. East, fire element. Jupiter and Saturn in the 1st house. South, Earth, Sun, Mercury and Ketu in the 10th house. Southeast, fire, Mars, 11th house. Southwest, earth element, Venus in the 9th house. Northwest, air, moon, 5th house. North, ether, sky, Rahu in the 4th house. This immediately says something about the elemental imbalance going on in a chart. Excess of fire and earth, weak water element, mental emotional axis, moon, Rahu is unstable. Career and identity zones are overactivated, like we just saw. So the home must be for her, home, her bedroom, if at all she's staying with multiple people, her own bedroom, for example, must be cool, must be grounded, must emotionally stabilize, not to energize it further. This is the one thing you have to consider, folks. You don't want to accentuate fiery planets. You want to have a balance of all elements in the Astro-Vastu aspect. So the Lagna and the identity zone, Jupiter, Saturn in the 1st house. Why this matters? Aries rising already carries a raw Mars fire, and for her it's sitting in Aquarius too. There's a lot of engagement with social media, with her friend circle here, because the Lord of the First always check where it is going, in which house, at what planet. Jupiter and Saturn for her here together create a pressure to be responsible, to be correct, to be strong. In this space, it becomes over disciplined and over expectation. It's sitting in a fire sign. The likely Vastu imbalance would be easy. East is too rigid. First of all, Saturn is rigid, heavy, or dark. In her house, this is physically in her house, in her bedroom. Identity feels too burdened instead of inspired. Confidence becomes too effortful. What are the corrections she should do for this? Furniture. She should keep some light vertical furniture, no bulky cabinets or sofas in the east. One tall lamp or plant would be excellent. The colors should be warm whites, ivory or pale yellow. If it's a bedroom, that wall, east wall. Avoid dark brown, grey or black colors here. You don't want to put black because it accentuates Saturn. Even dark blue. Avoid these colors in the home in general, in the direction wherever Saturn is placed. Crystals. She can use citrine. Jupiter expands the crystals. And clear quartz, which will clear the density of the fogginess which comes to her head because of Saturn. White crystal clear quartz will help remove that mental fogginess, and put citrine crystals, Jupiter's crystals, yellow colored crystals. You can also light candle, ghee lamp or a soft yellow candle in the morning hours only, since it's east. Avoid heavy rugs, avoid storage units. You don't want to store things where Saturn is. It, gives bad results through time. You're trying to increase the heavy load. You don't want to increase the load of Saturn, which is already there. Avoid dark curtains. Once again, Saturn. Let identity breathe, not perform. Career and authority zone, 10th house, Sun, Mercury, Ketu. There's a triangulation there. Why this matters? There's a heavy load in the career. Career starts dominating the person's life. Ketu disconnects. You get effort without any satisfaction. You keep working. Ketu in the 10th house, people keep working, and no satisfaction out of it. And it keeps cutting them off from job also. Mercury here, overthinking outcomes. Likely Vastu imbalance could be for her in her home. The south is too active or cluttered. Work bleeding into rest. Feeling busy but empty. The correction should be, wherever Ketu sits, put solid desk, heavy furniture, but minimal items. Chair must support the spine. Wherever Sun sits, in this case, in her 10th house, if you want to accentuate that portion of the house, have a nice, solid, sturdy chair with a, spine at the back, the full length. So she leans back like a king. Sun needs a proper throne to sit. Okay? The colors should be terracotta, muted beige colors. Avoid aggressive red or jet black. Definitely. In general, avoid both these colors in your house. Crystals which would help here would be tiger's eye, because Sun's authority becomes grounded here. Smoky quartz, very good for Ketu. Wherever Ketu sits in your chart, Astro-Vastu wise, keep a smoky quartz there. Keep even a guru's photo of some kind, let's say Sai Baba or any of the gurus you believe in. You can put Jesus' photo if you are a Christian. You can put Hindu gods and goddess photo if you are a Christian. Put Krishna's photo, it will be good. Put Ganpati's photo wherever Ketu is for all the Hindus. Candles. One earthy brown candle, mustard candle in the evening should be good. This is the direction of the south. Avoid mirrors in the south. You don't want to stick Rahu there, because mirrors anywhere amplifies it. It's a Rahu principle. Excessive awards and photos, not necessary. It just goes to feed her ego. Loud lighting is not advisable. Next, the Mars, the Lord of the first house, important for her. Always focus first on the Lord of the first house. Mars in 11th house, southeast fire. There's already fire in the direction of fire, so it's good. We are talking about in kitchens. Mars in southeast is powerful but volatile. Gains come through effort, burnout risk is high. Overheated southeast, arguments, impatience, social exhaustion. She will go and argue endlessly with her friends and come back exhausted. So the corrections at her home: furniture should be functional, modular furniture, no sharp metal edges exposed. Colors will be coral, peach, and softer orange. Take the softer aspect of Mars. Peach is what I would advise. Crystals, carnelian, a healthy healing Mars. Red jasper, grounded action. Avoid watery elements, avoid fountains and these kind of decorative elements in the southeast. Don't put water and fire together, it neutralizes. No broken electronics, no clutter near the fire sources. If kitchen is here, it's excellent. Belief systems and higher learning, Venus in the 9th house, southwest and earth element. Why this matters? Venus is southwest is per se is not bad. It wants stability in values, but southwest must be heavy and calm. So likely imbalance that will show up in her psychology would be emotional attachment to beliefs, difficulty in letting go of outdated ideals. Corrections: put a heavy wooden furniture or bookshelf or cabinet in the southwest. Colors should be sandy, taupe, warm brown. Crystals, rose quartz softens Venus. You can put rose quartz crystals. Yellow calcite for belief flexibility. Avoid mirrors, avoid bright lights, avoid constant rearrangement. Don't keep shifting your values all the time. Okay? Let that be a stable zone. It's an earth zone. Moon in the 5th house, northwest, the air element. Why this matters? Moon in northwest is emotional fluctuation. Creativity, because the 5th house, it is tied to creativity. The likely Vastu imbalance is restlessness, too much moodiness, I would think. Difficulty in sustaining joy, always jumping from one thing to another. Furniture should be one of light seating. Keep moon colors there, for example. Rounded shapes preferred. Moon is a round planet. Colors of silver, off-white, soft blue. Keep softer colors. All these are advised. Silver, if you have silvery decorative pieces, very nice. Crystals can be moonstone or selenite, very soft angelic energy. You can leave white colored paintings, white colored furniture there, your little trinkets, whatever you store. Avoid heavy storage, loud art. Don't put heavy, strong colored art figures where moon is there in your chart. This is a general one. It creates emotional clutter if you do that. The Rahu in the 4th house, in the north and ether direction. Well, it creates a lot of restlessness for her in home. North must be clean, open and light. This Rahu in the 4th house creates mental anxiety, creates a lot of strife with the mother. She feels anxious at home and she doesn't understand why. She was fine outside. As soon as she enters home, she tends to get restless. So we need to control this. How? Furniture should be minimal, open shelves only. Put moon related stuff. Put fountain here in this direction, bedroom or in the house. Colors should be light green or aqua. Crystals can be amethyst, which calms Rahu. Fluorite, which gives mental clarity. Crystals work very well if you energize them and keep them cleansed, okay? Avoid mirrors facing north, definitely. Definitely, please, for this girl. Rahu is already there. If she has mirrors in her bedroom in this direction, she becomes highly restless, highly quarrelsome, highly egotistical, lots of fights with the mother. You don't need all such things. Avoid storing junk in that direction. Rahu tends to accumulate junk wherever it sits. Okay, so avoid that. And avoid any kind of electronics. Electronics stands for Rahu. Wi-Fi, routers, charging points, your boom box or whatever, your phone, smartphone. Overall accentuation strategy. What should be her strategy? Jupiter, she wants clarity and optimism, keeping the eastern direction light yellow, very, very light yellow, not strong yellow colors. I've seen some homes. Very strong yellow, very strong colors is never advisable for any planet, any chart. Moon should provide emotional rhythm, blue, soft blue colors, and those kind of themes which I just spoke of. towards the fifth house directions. Yeah, she has to learn to contain the Mars fire. It's already very fiery sitting in the southeast. Don't accentuate that. See, this is the thing you gotta remember. And I'll close with this. You have to learn to not amplify certain planets like Mars sitting there in the southeast. It's already a fiery planet in fire. Think in terms of planets and elements when we are talking Astro-Vastu. Saturn is a cold planet sitting in hot sign. Not very good. So you want to avoid Saturn too much here and accentuate on the Jupiter. So put soft yellow colors, it will be fine. Very soft. You don't want to accentuate the fire on the Saturn also. North, do not put junk in the north direction of your home. I'm just wrapping this up. In this direction, northwest side of our bedroom or of the house should put more softer colors like the blue of the moon. Soft blue, fountains, those decorative Buddha fountains kind of. That'll be good. This will be providing her more creativity and softness in her emotional body. In the west, again, Venus is also a watery planet, but now it is sitting in Earth. So if you put some earthy flowering plants, that will also be good here in this side of the bedroom or in this side of the house. And the rest of it as we spoke. This is the way to analyze Astro-Vastu by chart. I shall see you in the next. Take care.